Welcome back to the NFL preview with No Regard. I'm Marcelo.
I'm Adam.
We're going to be looking at the AFC West. So the Denver Broncos, the Oakland Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the San Diego Chargers. Who's winning this division?
This is a tough one, actually, because
I'm pissed off about people riding off the Chiefs, man.
Peyton Manning is getting old. Mm-hmm. The Broncos are I wouldn't say they're on a complete downward spiral, but they're not going to reach the heights they have in previous years.
Right.
They lost Julius Thomas at tight end. Peyton Manning will not have a good season, I don't think. He's just too old. Mm-hmm. I mean, his arm strength is piss poor. He's still the smartest quarterback in the game, but when your body fails you, I think you saw it at the end of last season. It's just not happening for them. So I think the Chiefs will win this division.
Mm-hmm. And you think the Broncos will make wild card though?
Yeah, I think they'll at least make the wild card. I think they'll finish 10-6.
Right. I mean, yeah, I agree with you to an extent on Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I have drafted him in fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too negative, but obviously losing Wes Welker as well.
Mm.
I mean,
Emmanuel Sanders was a really good pickup for them last season. He produced.
But at the same time, now you're working with Owen Daniels, who came from the Texans. Julius Thomas was a beast, man.
Yeah.
I think you forget about that. No Sean Moreno in that backfield. He played really, really well too. I don't know if I can trust CJ Anderson with an entire load on the season.
Yeah.
So the defense is stacked though.
Yeah.
The defense is stacked. You got Ware. You got
Aqib Talib. Chris Harris at corner.
No, we're missing the star of the defense though, man.
That's where TJ Ward.
No.
Who are we thinking
the
of?
Star of the defense. There's gonna be a picture of him right there. Yeah, he's a linebacker or something, man. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. Von Miller. Okay, when this guy's healthy, my God. Yeah, my goodness. He is fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
No one can stop him. Yeah, I knew that. So.
Yeah, Von Miller, I think, is another candidate to put up 20 sacks this season. He's a beast.
He's that good. Especially
and I think Chris Harris Jr. at corner is very underrated for the Broncos. I think he deserved to be close to All-Pro, maybe second team All-Pro last season. Mm-hmm. He had that good of a season. Yeah. And he doesn't get enough credit from the media.
Yeah, and it's interesting because normally when teams face the Broncos, they're going up against a huge deficit. Broncos are going to put up numbers, so you're going to see teams pass the ball against the Broncos. They're not going to run it too much, especially the other teams in this division, like the Raiders. I can't see. Look, I like the Raiders this year though. I like Derek Carr. I like Amari.
They'll improve.
They've definitely improved. But at the same time, I've got them coming last in this division. Yeah. And I agree with you. I think the Chiefs win. Mm-hmm. I think the Broncos come in the wild card spot. Just talking about the Chiefs, though, it's so good to see Eric Berry back. One of my favorite players.
Yeah. After that cancer scare.
Yeah. You got Jamal Charles, Alex Smith.
And they finally got a receiver.
Yeah.
Someone to throw to.
I mean, former Eagle. I love this guy.
Yeah.
But it's just a question of, will Alex Smith find him in the end zone?
I think he will. Mm-hmm. I mean, last season, wasn't there a statistic that Alex Smith hadn't thrown a touchdown to a wide receiver all season or something?
And, I mean, you've had receivers there like Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah.
Dwayne Bowe got a max contract, so...
Couldn't come up with the goods.
Yeah, you couldn't come up with them, and, that defense, though, is really what carries that team. And at Arrowhead Stadium, you're not going to win too many games as an away team.
That is a big home field advantage.
I've got them 1 and 2 with the Broncos respectively. The other two teams in this division, Raiders and Chargers. I like the Chargers, but at the same time, I can't see them making the playoffs. Melvin Gordon is there, Phillip Rivers as always, but the receivers are just too inconsistent.
Yeah. It's
just that simple. And the defense is going to be okay. It's always okay.
Yeah. When you got Eric Weddle at safety, it's always consistent.
But how long can Eric Weddle play this game, though?
Yeah. I want to know how long he can keep growing that beard for, man. That's ridiculous. It's like Dumbledore level these days.
But yeah, I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders are coming last. The Chargers are going to win a couple of games here and there against good teams. They're going to surprise them. Actually, I can see the Broncos losing a game against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers always comes up big, like that's in some games.
I mean, the Chargers seem to pull off upsets every season. Like last year, they beat the Seahawks out of the blue. Year before that, they beat the Broncos out of the blue.
Yeah.
So
I think people might underrate them too much, but what you got to realize is the Chargers as a team, as a whole, are one of the better teams in the league. They don't really have too many deficiencies.
If they were playing in a different division, I think they'd
look. If these guys were in like the NFC East, they could run away with it, or even come second, maybe.
Or the NFC South.
Yeah, especially the NFC South. That division, man.
Funny thing is, 2 years ago, the NFC South was one of the best divisions in football, and
the Falcons nearly won the Super Bowl, man. Like, I mean. That's what we love about football, quickly, you know? Little things can happen and big stories can change.
Yeah.
Now we're praying that, you know, the Saints aren't going to drop off too much and that the Panthers are actually going to do something without receivers.
Yeah.
That was the AFC West. We've got the Broncos coming second.
Yep.
The Chiefs coming first, and the others are irrelevant.
Yep.
I'm Marcelo.
Adam.
Thanks for watching, guys.